Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're back here for more action dito sa Stallion Cup Exped Sox Conference. We're still live here at the AYSN and Domingo Stadium dito yan sa San Juan City. My name is Reynald Greg Cilia and I'll be your commentator for the last two games of this very eventful Sunday. And for this first game that I'm covering, it's gonna be Anthem, the 6th seed, going against Studio 300, still undefeated. Para sa Studio 300, they're still undefeated despite a 67-73 win against Zoosh in their game last week, and they shot terribly. They just shot 28% from 3 and even more horrid 28.6% from the free throw line. Pero their brand of unselfish basketball paved the way for the tight victory at naipanalo yun dahil na rin sa kanilang 20 assists as compared to 13 ng kanilang kalaban. Para naman sa AnthemxMetroshen, they're coming off a 20-point blowout loss, and as a team they just shot 31% from the field, and Ivan C scored 11, while Jedrick Lim became the star of the show with 25 thanks to his non-stop aggression at sa kanyang mga free throw trips. However, protecting the ball is the issue for them. Nakakommit sila ng 22 turnovers, so if they want to upset Studio 300, they want to play better as a unit. And our last game, the main event, is going to be Zoosh and Bridgestone, the 4th and 10th seed respectively. And don't look away, babalik tayo para sa marami-raming laro para ngayong gabi. What is up, folks? Good evening and welcome back to the Stallion Cup Exped Sox Conference here live at the AYSN gym in Domingo, San Juan City. Once again, my name is Reynald Greg Cilia, your commentator for today. And this first game that I'm covering, the last two games of the day, is showcasing AnthemxMetroshen going up against Studio 300, the 6th and 1st seed respectively in this conference. Now, the wearing the blue kits is AnthemxMetroshen. Meanwhile, Studio 300 sporting the royal black kits. Still scoreless, both of these teams with 40 seconds in already. And loose handle, loose pass for Studio 300. First turnover of the game, given to us by Men in Black. For AnthemxMetroshen, it's Garcia, Reyes, Fellbaum, and a couple more guys. That's Gen Kotoko, and lastly, Ivan C. Meanwhile, for Studio 300, Giocia is there, together with Enrique Chenglai. Giocia, that's JV Lim Chutek, rather. Josh Fernandez, and lastly, they have their man in the middle. That's Martin Reyes. We are at a deadlock early in this ball game. That's a floater to no avail. Rebound collected by Reyes. Here's Reyes trying to go baseline, finding a comrade. Finds one on the top of the key, struggles, hesitates, fires, and hits. JV Lemchutek starting the game strong with his first triple and the first triple of the ball game for both these teams. Martin Reyes now finding ways to score, but he forces that one instead, missing. Garcia scanning the floor, gives it up to Reyes. They swing to the right. That's a three. That one back rims. Here's Kotoko with a full head of steam. Puts his head down. Put the ball up. He got fouled in the process. 2 free throws will be awarded for the point guard, Jed Kotoko. Jed Kotoko's first free throw is a miss. That rattles in and out. The second one misses blank again. So that's a sorry trip from the charity stripe from Kotoko. Now here's Reyes at the elbow. Swings it. Baseline J. No go. Fernandez, the battle for the loose ball. Lim Chutek shuffles his feet. Passes it. Short stab. Long two instead. That's Martin Reyes. Martin M. Reyes. Don't confuse him for Martin T. Reyes, the captain of AnthemxMetroshen. Now here's Kotoko, finding a comrade to pass to. Will Donald Fellbaum bail him out? No. He's wearing 00. Here's Reyes, goes to the Euro, gets blocked inside. Good defense. That's the great defensive play brought to you by Cowrie for this quarter. Here's Kotoko, Pinoy step. What a thing of beauty. Jed Kotoko, when he puts the ball down and his head down at the same time, expect the score from him. Or at least a play. See ya. Turnover yun. Galing dito sa Studio 300. Reyes. The 2-on-2 fast break. Kotoko settles. That one's a miss. Chenglai has it. Approaching the 6-minute mark. See ya for 3. That one's too long. And a bumping of bodies. Chenglai and Kotoko, with the former being called for that personal. That's a loose ball foul. Less than 6 minutes remain here in the first quarter of action. And still Studio 300, the undefeated team, still with the lead. There's Reyes for 3, no go. Nagmamadali rito ang Studio 300 with 5:33 remaining in the first quarter. And that's the 3. Enrique Chenglai fires one from downtown. Stop and pop 3. Sasagot nga ba? Yes, sir! Ivan C. answers a triple with his own version of a triple. And that's when we know that we are in for a very eventful Saturday evening. Apologies, Earlier during the pregame, I said it was a Sunday. But that just shows na sobrang ganda kasi ng mga laro dito. But it's a Saturday. I stand corrected. 4 minutes and 55 remaining in the first, and both teams are having a platoon substitution given the mandatory 5-minute rule to sub in and out first and second units for the first 2 quarters. So that's Tanhanko, Tan, Chu, Jervistan, and Brian Go for Studio 300. Meanwhile, para naman sa AnthemxMetroshen, it's gonna be Garcia, Kuyuto, C, Shua, and Sean Chad. They have the ball. Talking about the men in blue. That's a tough shot, no go. Rebound battle goes to the very sturdy Ran Chu. Stop, pop, and hits! Brian Goff finds the bottom of the net on that one. That was quick and easy for him. Here's Garcia, scanning the chessboard. Waves the screen off, now swings it, now the J. That one short, offensive board, makukuha ng AnthemxMetroshen. Fake, baseline drive. Another fake, to no avail. Nagmamadali rito ang Studio 300. Ball is with Tanhanko. He goes up, and the ball goes down. 2 points plus the bonus for Xavier Tanhanko. And now he steps on the free throw line for one more. He's that long, sturdy, and lanky forward that all teams can benefit from. You know, that build is definitely an archetype that wins you games, especially with a high motor. And he completes an end-one play right there. Here's Kuyuto. Bumobomba sa ilalim, hammer play. That's a J. Swish. Go to Tanhanko. Tanhanko. Inside, goes to his left. No, but he gets his own miss. Dan for 3. That one's too long. AnthemxMetroshen now. Stepping on the gas pedal. Garcia hands it off. Bad spacing right here from Anthem. And they reset. Kuyuto drives middle. Nasaraduan ng pinto. They have 9 seconds to work with. This is gonna be a tough shot for them. And that's an empty possession. Xavier Tanhanko. Euros gets blocked but cleans up his own mess. Ooh, good move. But that one was waved off as a travel. Xavier Tanhanko will represent from the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Meanwhile, it is an exped timeout. Don't look away, we'll be back. It's a 17-9 affair in the first quarter of action. Studio 300 leading by 8 against AnthemxMetroshen. And the scoring leader so far for Studio 300, we have Xavier Tanhanko stealing the show so far. Here's Ranchu for 3, punches it through! That was quite unexpected given that he's more of an inside player. But apparently he can stretch the floor as good as anyone in this league. Here's AnthemxMetroshen. Their offense is quite a struggle still in this quarter. Here's Stan with a full head of steam, stops and hits on that play. And just like that, it is a 13-point lead being enjoyed and protected here by Studio 300. Another miss here by AnthemxMetroshen. They're struggling mightily. Tanhanko stops on a dime, finds one in the corner, fires. No go. Rebound was collected by their own comrade in Brian Go. Inside, they have 5 to work with. They better be quick. That's a foul. And it's gonna be against. I believe that's Ray Chua. It's called for the foul. Oh, that's Benekuyuto rather. Ananko has the miss, swings it to Tan. Now it's with Go. One dribble J. That's clean. Here's Garcia. Goes middle to Koyuto. Koyuto. Scanning the chessboard once more. Here's Chan. Elbow. Now at the nail. J. Yes. And the passing of Studio 300 is really exceptional. The ball really swings from left to right. Everybody gets a touch of that leather. Ooh, good pass, Ranchu! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your Nike Park great assist play of the quarter. What a pass! What a find! And an even better finish. Garcia susubukang sumagot. Koyuto to Chan. Nasaraduan ng pinto. Now he's at the corner. Pero 3-second violation ang itatawag. That's gonna be against AnthemxMetroshen, and that's another turnover for them. 4.5 seconds remaining. It's with Tanhanko. He goes quick, but he gets fouled instead. 2.6 remain in the clock. Here's Stan, who gets fouled once more. That's just another sideline in bounds. And Brian Gorgeous threw that one out. And now that the first quarter is done, the score is 26-11, still with the lead in Studio 300. Don't look away. We'll be back for more action after this Kaukai quarter break. And we're back for the second quarter in this affair against between AnthemxMetroshen and Studio 300. This is your Stallion Cup Exped Sox Conference. My name is Reynald Greg Cilia. Your anchor for today's final two games. That's a quick 2. Para rito sa AnthemxMetroshen, they need to pick up the pace on offense para makasagot sa offensive onslaught na ibinibigay sa kanila itong Studio 300. Studio 300 down to the last 8 seconds of the shot clock. They go for a contested 2, but the ball will stay with them. They have 5 seconds to work with. Surveying the floor is Sia. Good give and go, but the jumper to no avail. Another sorry miss. Kotoko nauna. It's a one-on-one fast break, and he gets blocked pero kasama pati braso. Kotoko sinks the first of 2. Let's see if he recovers from the misses that he has committed early on in this game. And yes, he does. Isang minuto pa lamang ang nalalabi, ang nakararaan rather, sa ating ikalawang yugto, pero napakarami ng palitan. Offense and defense. Defense to offense. Now here's AnthemxMetroshen running. They're trying to gun. Fake by Kotoko. That one was blocked. Studio 300, Cheng Lai. Now the corner 3. That doesn't fall. Here's AnthemxMetroshen. Ooh, good pass! They cut the lead back down to single digits. It's a 26-17 affair here. Here's Sia. To Cheng Lai. Top of the key. Reyes. Good pass! Oh, he botches the lay. Josh Fernandez was too wide open for that one. The contested shot by Ivan C on the other end of the floor. Here's Cheng Lai trying to survey the floor. Sia has it now. Behind the back pass, Cheng Lai for 3. That one's long. Tumatakbo na rito, Felbaum. Ooh, almost a steal, but Reyes has it. The 3 doesn't fall. Studio 300 comes up with it. Another turnover by Anthem. Studio 300 executes that play to perfection. The 3 is short with 7 minutes and 14 remaining in the first half of action. Here's Studio 300. Ball is with Giosia once more. Another good pass to the corner this time. Cheng Lai for 3. That one's wide right. But they are still ahead by 11 big points. Stepping back and losing the ball is Martin M. Reyes. Oh no. That's Chua rather. Now with 6 and 40 remaining, AnthemxMetroshen slows the pace down, but they are still down by 13 points. Is Reyes trying to manufacture some offense, but he goes ISO, step back 3, yes sir! Martin Reyes forced the issue on that one, but it was a good play for him, apparently. This time, yung kasagutan ends up short. Good pass. Wow, even better finish. Trey Chua, the beneficiary of that very beautiful pass from Jed Kotoko. That's what you want from a point guard. You know, the ability to make the pass ahead to lead the break. But he undercuts his opponent On that one, being called for the foul is Jed Kotoko, and now at the charity stripe, that is Martin Emery is for Studio 300. With this trip, he can bring his team back to leading by double figures, but he misses on the first one. Pero pwede niya pa rin maiabante sa 11 ang kalamangan ng kanyang koponan. But he goes blank. Now it's Jed Kotoko setting the offense up. Ooh. Reyes, the fake. He drives, steps back and fires. This time that doesn't fall. But the step back, it's lethal. And a banana peel was seen on the floor. Not literally. So it caused a slip, talking about that wet spot. Still Studio 300 ball. Now triggering it in as Lim Chutek gets it to Giosia. Asking for the screen. He takes it. Uses inside, loses real estate, and loses the handle altogether. Reyes goes ISO one more time, but he goes for the hammer. Kotoko, the runner, doesn't find the mark. Atakbo ngayon ng Studio 300. Fernandez gets the ball stripped away, but that is a foul, a little bit too overzealous for Studio 300. Kotoko manufacturing not only points but also extra possessions for AnthemxMetroshen. Pero ngayon, kailangan niya munang maupo kasama ang kanyang platoon because of the 5-minute mandatory substitution during the first half. This applies to both teams, by the way, for all teams rather in this entire league.
Going to mention the order of the UIP with plate number IV 313D. Please receive your information.
Now we're back in action after those substitutions. Garcia this time rattles it in. That's a quick 2-point swing for them. That's a true bucket getter. First touch off the floor in this quarter, and he goes for the shot and sinks it, of course. Tanhangko sasagot. Not this time, but he gets his own board. While stepping out of bounds, that's not a turnover. He just did not grab the rebound for his team. This is Benny Coyuto. Setting the table for AnthemxMetroshen. He picks up the leather. Garcia. That's a travel. That's clear as day. Nauna yung first step kaysa sa dribble. Hindi po pwede yun. Just over 4 minutes remain in the second canto of action. Studio 300 still with the 7-point lead, 30-23. Go. They play the swing action. That's a good move, but he loses real estate. Good defense, and that's the best defensive play brought to you by Curry in this quarter. Very timely double team. And another traveling violation committed here by AnthemxMetroshen. That's their third of the quarter. Very costly turnovers being committed here by AnthemxMetroshen. And if you're Anthem, you're the men in blue, you do not want these kinds of turnovers. Those are unforced turnovers. Entry pass to Tan, but he gets a tackle from behind given by Chan. That's his first talking about Chan of AnthemxMetroshen. 3:35 on the game clock. 14 on the 24. Triggering inbounds is Ranchu. They have 10 to work with. They find Ranchu inside. Takes it back out. Gio. Let's go rather. Who misses on that nail jumper. Now here's Chan. Swings it to the baseline. Nash dribble. Uchua fake. Now he takes. That one goes back rib. And Hanko asking for it. Gets denied. Now he has it. Goes to the reverse. But he has to earn those 2 points from the charity stripe. The Blue Eagle really standing out, standing 6'4" against his competition. And according to Google, he's a small forward, and it's very apparent through his game and even his shoes. He's sporting those Kobe's, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, those are Kobe's. And he goes for 2 for 2. Here's Koyuto. Looking over the chessboard, decides to take it upon himself, and he goes to the line for 2 shots as he was fouled in the process. Benny Koyuto misses badly on the first one. And the second. And he gets a shooter's bounce in that one. Jed Kotoko now back in the ball game. Studio 300 in a world of trouble. Rancho na agawan niya ni Garcia. And he's all alone. That's a very safe finish for the softest energy play of the quarter, turning defense into quick offense para rito. Sa AnthemxMetroshen, and don't look away. We'll be back after this Exped Sox timeout. Two and a half minutes remain in the second quarter. And bringing the ball up, initiating the play is Xavier Tanhanko, the forward from the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Ranchu finds himself wide open on the corner. This time that doesn't fall. Tan finds Tanhanko inside. Wow, what a pass! That's your 90-part great assist play. And the beneficiary of that one is the 6'4" forward. Trying to answer back is AnthemxMetroshen to no avail. Here's Tanhanko cutting. He's very active. He stops. Finds a comrade. Dan fakes. Takes. Could not make it. But Tanhanko secures the loose ball. He's on the right wing. Uses it to screen. The jumper rattles out. Ranchu decides to pull it back out. They have 8 to work with. Talking about Studio 300. Brian go for 3. Tried to go glass, but the bank is apparently closed. They have 8 more seconds on the shot clock. Tanhanko. Euro. And hits! And one play opportunity can be secured here by Xavier Tanhanko at the 4.5 meter line if he makes this bonus free throw. It's a 10-point lead for Studio 300. Xavier can make it to 11, which he doesn't. He brings it to 12 instead. misses the free throw, gets his own board, cleans up the mess. What more can you ask for? And that means a timeout for AnthemxMetroshen. That's an expert timeout. Dolakwe will be back for more. We're now back in action. As we see on your screens, Toyota walking the dog and he picks it up at the top of the key. In a world of trouble is Chua, tries to go Kobe. Not this time. Kotoko steals, fires from deep. No go. Here's Chua. To Garcia. At the right wing, being defended by Tanhanko. Koyuto. Garcia swings it one more time, baseline. J doesn't fall. Here's Tanhanko with a full head of steam. He stops on a dime. Ranchu on the right wing, swings it one more. Corner three, doesn't go. And Tanhanko gets another offensive board. Swings it back out. Ranchu fakes. One dribble, pull up. Ooh, good cleanup job. That marks the end of our second quarter of action. 30-26 still with the lead in Studio 300 and Lone Block away. We'll be back after this Kao Kai first half quarter break. Welcome back to the second half of action. This is your Stallion Cup Exped Sox Conference, and we're live here at the AYSN Gym in En Domingo here in San Juan City. Once again, my name is Reynold Greg Cilia, commentating your games, your final two games for today's very eventful Saturday. And in the first half, it's Studio 300 with complete cruise control. You know, they're not really playing to their supposed speed. I believe there's a level higher to what they're showing right now. But they're running over the defense of AnthemxMetroshen. They lead by 14. It's a 40-26 affair. Struggling here on offense with 7 to work with is Anthem. Chan trying to bail them out. Not this time. Reyes secures the loose ball. Lucia asking for the letter. Swings it to Tanhanko. And he shuffles his feet to the wrong beat. Gets called for the travel. Nine minutes remain here in the third quarter. It's still a long game for these two teams, but it's going to be an even longer game for AnthemxMetroshen if they don't start getting buckets now. But thanks to Chan with that quick two. Setting up the play from the nail here. Finds Sanhanko in the corner. Entry pass, the spin. Oh, putting his defender in the spin cycle. Talking about Martin Reyes. That's a great move. Martin Reyes off the other side, steps back and fires. Rattles out. The cleanup job to no avail. Xavier Tanhanko with a full head of steam. Puts his head down, puts the ball up. That's too strong. Here's Martin Reyes. His trademark J. Step back three. Para siyang si Jeff Chan. Yung bitaw, yung form, everything shouts Jeff Chan. And he's a sniper as well. But unfortunately for AnthemxMetroshen, they're still down by 11. Another open tray. Studio 300 cannot capitalize on this one. Kotoko, another good pass. That's what you want from your point guard. Trey Chua has 4 quick points in the first 3 minutes of the second half, thanks to his point guard in Jed Kotoko. Sia stops on the nail, shoots that one, and now it's a steal coming off the loose ball. Coming off the board rather. Jed Kotoko trying to plead for that clear path foul, but may nauna na ron. Talking about Xavier Tanhanko holding the fort on the defensive end para rito sa Studio 300. Trying to go horns play. Jed Kotoko speaking, commanding his team to do a handoff for Chua. Apparently it's a good play. Finds himself wide open. Good play. Good call by Jed Kotoko. And that's how you beat a 2-3 zone defense, you know? That is the blueprint for beating the 2-3 zone defense. Just put the ball in the middle of the floor. Off-ball movement. On one good pass, you're good to go. Kotoko swings it for that Martin Reyes 3 who got fouled in the process. 3 free throws ang ibibigay para kay Martin Reyes with that Jeff Chan lefty jumper. And thanks to his terrific shooting, they're now just down by 7, and he can put it even lower to 4 as he sinks the first. He's perfect so far. Let's see if he continues this rhythm. Martin Reyes goes 3 for 3. And just like that, it's a 4-point affair. 42-38 with 6.5 minutes remaining in the third. Entry pass inside. That's a wide open shot. But I guess he was just bamboozled. Chua. Wow, what a pass once again, Jed Kotoko. But that's a goaltend. Yep. That's a really good call from the referees. The ball was rolling through the cylinder when Xavier Tanhanco tapped the board. And the rulebook says that once the ball is up and around the rim, you cannot touch even the net. But some leeway has been given in other leagues, given that their players are tall. But in this particular league, wow, I cannot say anything about this point guard. Jed Kotoko tallying another assist for AnthemxMetroshen, engineering the offense and defense. He's a vocal leader on the floor. Jed Kotoko defending Martin Reyes. Now it's with Tanhanco. Goes to the strong side and he gets fouled as he went Kobe mode. Currently at a deadlock with 5.5 minutes remaining in the third. We find Tanhanco at the 4.5 meter line as he shoots 2 after he gets awarded after that foul call. Kotoko, after walking the dog, now handles the leather. They go for the swing. A stack action here, double screen. Here's Martin Reyes. Another 3-pointer. Not this time. The Xavier Tanhanco handling that sphere leather. He goes right against Kotoko, stops, fakes and takes. Good up and under from Xavier Tanhanco. Here's Reyes, trying to manufacture some offense here. Ooh, that's a wild shot inside. But he gets his own board, talking about the big man who finishes strong. That's Donald Felbaum. Ooh, here's Go. Trying to slow down the pace this time. There's Martin Reyes, the rocker step. He gets fouled as he went up strong. And it's an exped timeout here. We'll be right back. Timeout. Reyes at the charity stripe, where he shoots a blank bullet. This time he extends the lead to 3 with 4 minutes and 20 remaining in the third. Is Reyes against Tanhanko. Ooh, good cut by C, pero nasaraduhan ng pinto. Elbaum finding a cutter, forcing the issue upon himself, doesn't fall this time. Ooh, that's a bad pass from Studio 300. The Pinoy step by Garcia. Cannot get it to go. Here's Studio 300 running. Give and go. No, that's a fake. Ooh. Shake and bake. Not this time. Reyes gathers the loose ball. Goes up strong and there's a whistle. Martin Reyes at the line once again. And he can extend this lead to a double possession deficit. 3 minutes and 31 seconds on the game clock for the third quarter. Martin Reyes' first free throw is a blank. And he goes 0 for 2 on that trip. Still a one possession lead, 47-44 in the third. Chan hesitates, now fires, misses. Here's Tanhanko handling the leather, scanning the floor, trying to engineer the offense from the left wing. Gives it to go. Now at the nail is Reyes. To the corner, Rancho. Reyes gets it right back, the hook shot. Doesn't fall. C, nagmamadali. It's a 2-on-1 fast break. Ooh, that's a big boy move from Ivan C. Tanhanko trying to come up with an answer. Good drop pass. Wow. And that is your Nike Port great assist play of the quarter. Thank you, Xavier Tanhanko. Slowing down the offense here is Martin Reyes, wearing number 14 for AnthemxMetroshen, being defended by Ranchu. Tried to go for the step back pero nasaraduhan siya doon. Stack action on the sideline. Hammer play this time pero mapuputukan sila ng 24. Here's Xavier Tanhanko handling the leather, acting as a point guard for Studio 300. He goes for the true dribble pull up, but he gets hit at the back of the head. Therefore, will now be shooting 2 free throws. Tanhanko with 2 shots. But he misses on the former. Let's see if he recovers with the latter. No, he does not. He goes 0 for 2. A rare occasion for Xavier Tanhanko. Martin Reyes, cold-blooded 3. That doesn't fall. Here's Go. Brian Go stops on a dime, fires and hits. Less than 2 minutes remaining in the third canto. Brian Go scored that one fast and quick to cut the lead down to just 5. Here's Trey Chua, step back J, answering right back. Sabi niya, kaya ko rin yun. Here's Xavier Tanhanko. Ranchu swings it one more. Brian Go, drop pass inside. That's a good block. Good for your Cowrie defensive play off the quarter. Here's C. At the corner, Chan hands it off to Reyes. Trying to slow the pace down, and this is where he's dangerous from. Reyes for three. That goes too long. Battle for the loose ball, recovered by Studio 300. They have a full minute to extend the lead. Ranchu finds himself wide open. Gives the extra pass, but that's a little bit too unselfish. Good defense being played by Studio 300, but they cannot avail of that steal. Brian Dole will step on the sideline as he goes out of bounds. Roughly 2 possessions will be at play here in the final minute of the third canto. Chan hands it off to C. Step back three. Yes, sir! And that brings us to a deadlock. All 51 with less than 30 seconds in the third. Xavier Tanhanco will try to manufacture something to get the lead heading into the fourth. Xavier Tanhanco, swing. Ranchu wide open. Tried to answer that time, but to no avail. Here's Martin Reyes. He's deadly in this late venture of the quarter. He waves off the help. Just Martin Reyes for three. Not this time, and that marks the end of the first 30 minutes of action. We are down to the last 10 when we come back after the Scout High quarter break. And after 30 minutes of full-on action, we're now down to the final 10 minutes that will determine if Studio 300 will remain undefeated or will AnthemxMetroshen pull off an upset. But in the first possession of the final quarter, we find AnthemxMetroshen throwing away the offensive opportunity. This time it's Studio 300's opportunity to come up with a basket and break the deadlock. Here's Xavier Tanhanco. Just caught the ball. Asking for a screen. Cold-blooded three. That goes back rim. Martin Reyes secures the leather. He's bringing the ball down and hands it to his point guard in Jed Kotoko. Kotoko engineering the offense, giving Felbaum a screen on the right. Good off-ball action here by Kotoko, and he recovers the loose ball. He has 4 seconds to work with, but he uses the Nash dribble to create contact and whistle. Now he goes to the line for 2 shots with an opportunity to break the deadlock. The first free throw is good. The second one is a swish at the same time. So both had the same results. And this just proves that, aggression on the offensive end of the floor really does pay off. Meanwhile, another whistle on the floor given against AnthemxMetroshen that brings them to their first team foul. And Studio 300 just up by 2 points. Xavier Tanhanko trying to force the issue but loses the handle instead. Nagmamadali rito ang AnthemxMetroshen but that's too fast. Gotta step on the brake sometimes. Giosia finding one in the corner is Ranchu pero grabe ang depensa ron ni Martin Reyes. Two people asking for the ball. Giosia finds himself wide open and he finds the bottom of the nylon. And once more it is a deadlock. Another for this very tight game. And honestly, I did not expect this because it's a one seed against a 6 seed. But wow, what action do we have here? Martin Reyes hits another step back three. Wow, I mean, Jeff Chen. That's all I can say. Xavier Tanhanko puts his head down and he gets that whistle. Blocking foul ang itatawag sa depensa. Here's Cheng Lai scanning the floor. Now it's with Reyes. Decides to take the three. No go. 7:35 remaining. Chua finds himself wide open. That's a good pass once more. Martin Reyes acting as the break starter on that play. Tanhanko, in a world of trouble, gets blocked from behind. And that is your Kauri defensive play of the quarter. At this late of a juncture. Kotoko, good pass once more. And he finds the bottom of the net. That's your Nike Park great assist play. Thank you, Jed Kotoko. .6:58 remaining. 14 reads the shot clock. That's a three. Rattles out. And on that rebounding battle, we find Trey Chua stepping on the we find the leather. Going out of bounds. It's still Studio 300 ball. Shot clock reads 14 this time. Ranchu on the top of the key. It's with Reyes. He has 8 to work with. Ranchu, fake, step back, but he gets fouled in the process. They lead by 7 still. The swing. The entry pass. Finds Tanhanko inside as he forced the issue. He missed. Tumatakbo ngayon si Kotoko. 6:26 remaining and he gets the bump but not the bucket. Kotoko sinks those 2 free throws. And we find Studio 300 in quite of a struggle. They're down by 9. Sia off the screen. That's a jumper. That cuts the lead down back to 7. 55-62, still down in Studio 300, surprisingly, honestly. Kotoko, being the vocal leader on the floor, gives it to Felbaum. The first option is a give and go. Felbaum, in a world of trouble, he takes it upon himself. That hook shot does not fall. Tanhanko with a very athletic rebound. That's a good stop. Sia, extra pass, Ranchu for 3. That doesn't go. And it's blue ball, says the referees, after that rebounding battle that went out of bounds. 5:23 remaining in the fourth and final quarter. And Studio 300 has to come up with something here. They're undefeated, but teamwork is undefeated too. And so far in this game, that team that's showing good teamwork so far ay itong AnthemxMetroshen. Headed yan, syempre, ng kanilang floor general in Jed Kotoko. Chua, step back J. This time, it's short. Tanhanko with a full-headed steam. 2-on-2 fast break, make that 3. And he gets a little bit of a love tap on that left arm. Now go to the line for 2 shots. And Hanko finds himself at the charity stripe after that very aggressive coast to coast. The second free throw still rattles out. It's a tough showing here in the fourth canto para rito kay Xavier Tanhanko. Ooh, that's a wild pass. Great defensive possession there by Studio 300. Studio 300, they go quick. The 3 this time, the short bounce doesn't fall in. Triggering inbounds is Ranchu. Now at the top is Tanhanko Sia handling the leather now. Swings it. Ranchu is wide open. And he sinks the triple. And that's a foul on the drive of Trey Chua. First free throw by Chua is good. Here's go. That's a one dribble pull up. Sia finding the bottom of the net on that one. They need it badly. Kotoko, being vocal, finds himself wide open, but an even. Wow, I was shocked at how that play turned out. Good defense, and honestly, I'd give it to Studio 300. That's your Gowrie defensive play of the quarter. Definitely a good pass from Kotoko. Now here's Xavier Tanhanko. Scanning the floor, looking at the chessboard. Here's Tanhanko, goes baseline, goes to the reverse, still struggling mightily. They're down by 3. Just over 3 minutes remaining here in the fourth and final quarter is Trey Chua. He'll try to manufacture something, gives it to Feldbaum instead. Handoff. Chua, offhand lay, yes! Oh, is Martin Reyes for three. Cannot make them pay this time. And an exped timeout has been whistled by AnthemxMetroshen. Don't look away. We'll be back for more action. Sa pagbabalik ng Stallion Cup Exped Sox Conference. And we're back for more action here at the Stallion Cup Exped Sox Conference. Once again, my name is Reynald Greg Celia, calling your final two games of this very eventful Saturday evening. As we find Studio 300, the first seed, undefeated, down just by 2 after that Ranchu 3. Very timely, as you may say. Final 2 minutes and 30 seconds is now on the floor para rito sa unang laro. Rechua short that time on that jumper. 2 minutes and 20 remaining in the fourth and final quarter. Xavier Tanhanko loses the leather, but he swings it. Another swing. Sia Tanhanko inside. Gets whistled for 2 free throws as he went up strong. That's the third personal of Donald Felbaum. And Xavier Tanhanko, who is struggling mightily in his free throws here in the fourth and final quarter, can now have the opportunity to bring this game into a deadlock at 6-6 apiece. Unfortunately, he missed wide right on the first one. The second, finally, bottoms for him. And we're now down to the final 2 minutes of this game. Martin Reyes for three, punches it through! That's a cold-blooded three. Martin Reyes, oh my gosh. Xavier Tanhanko susubukang bumawi. Tanhanko finds himself in the right wing. Reyes gives it. Sia for three. Not this time. Rebound secured by AnthemxMetroshen. Can they pull off an upset with 1 minute and 30 remaining? Kotoko fires one more. That doesn't fall. Still a 4-point lead para rito sa Anthem. But Studio 300 cannot make them pay on that break away. AnthemxMetroshen finds Martin Reyes one more. Not this time around. Xavier Tanhanko trying to pull one off, but Jed Kotoko gets whistled on that push. 1-1-1 reads our game clock with 21 seconds in the shot clock for Studio 300. But they are now in penalty situation. 2 free throws ang ibibigay para kay Xavier Tanhanko. He's quite cold here in the fourth canto, but he is definitely a talented guy who can bring the ball up, put the ball down, and put his team on his shoulder. But his first free throw hits back rim and misses. Guess he'll make this a 1-possession game. And yes, he does. Jed Kotoko has to protect the leather here with 1 minute remaining in the fourth. 69-66. Martin Reyes is patient. Felbaum finds himself inside. That's a wild shot. Collected by Tanhanko, and he will regain the possession after that strip by Ivan C. It's a sideline inbounds. And the catalyst from the sideline is none other than Xavier Tanhanko. Brings it to Sia. A gamble by Chua. They say reset. They have 13 seconds to work with. Gio Sia puts his head down, puts the ball up. That's too short. Oh, great defensive possession by AnthemxMetroshen for that defensive play of the quarter. Brought to you by Kauri, and it is an exped timeout here by Studio 300 as they try to come back from a 3-point deficit and still hold their undefeated record when we return. Final 30 seconds of the ball game is now underway. It's still AnthemxMetroshen ball. Jed Kotoko trying to beat the press, and yes, he does, with the foul committed here by it's Brian Go, and now triggering inbounds from the half-court line is AnthemxMetroshen as they have 19 seconds on the shot clock. 3 segundo bago maputukan ng 8-second violation kung hindi nila maitatawid ang bola. Jed Kotoko very vocal in instructing his team on how to run the offense. Jed Kotoko has it. Trey Chua to Kotoko. They're trying to melt down the clock. And that's an intentional foul. 2 free throws for Jed Kotoko. And this can be the dagger. They lead by 3. A free throw can make this game a 2-possession deficit. And that's very beneficial for AnthemxMetroshen as they are an inch closer with beating the undefeated Studio 300 and improve their record to 4-3. Meanwhile, Studio 300 will be handed their first L of the season if they do not make something out of nothing real quick. And that's a foul given by Martin Reyes of Studio 300. So that's 2 more free throws for Jed Kotoko. Although he missed the second one, he grabbed the loose ball, was pushed from behind, making that an over-the-back foul. And now he's back at the 4.5-meter line to close this game out. Jed Kotoko misses on the former of the 2. This can make it a 5-point lead. But he misses. It's still possible. But Martin Reyes says, nope, you better go home. With that first L of the season. It's an offensive masterclass here by Jed Kotoko and Martin Reyes. What a showing, 72-66. They lead by 6 with 8.6 remaining. It's an expert timeout here by Studio 300, the last of the ball game. Don't look away, we'll be back for more. 8.6 remain here on the game clock, and they need a miracle here. Tanhanko shoots the three, no go. Another heave, not this time, and there you have it. An upset by AnthemxMetroshen, handing Studio 300 their first L of the season. You call that belt to us? Definitely. They handed the belt to the behind of Studio 300. 72 to 67 is our final score. That's 72 to 66 rather. And in just a bit, we'll be interviewing our best player of the ball game. Wow, what a showing. An offensive masterclass for AnthemxMetroshen, headed of course by Jed Cotocco and Martin Reyes. And for sure, we're going to be talking to one of them when we return. Welcome back to the Stallion Cup Exped Sox Conference. I am with the best player of the ball game para sa AnthemxMetroshen. Trey Chua scoring 24 big points and grabbing 10 boards for himself and his team. And you guys pulled the biggest upset so far in this league and in this conference. You gave Studio 300 their first L of the season. And as we know, they are a very unselfish team, pero natapatan ninyo yun thanks to your point guard in Jed Cotocco, slasher in yourself, and the shooter in Martin Reyes. How did you pull off this great of a victory?
We just trusted each other and we kept shooting.
Sticking with each other and shooting the big shots after big shots, and also Trey Chua, you were the beneficiary for most of the assists handed by Jed Cotocco on the fast break. What was going through your mind after seeing that ball go over your head and straight into your hands, even though you're being defended by two players for that breakaway lay?
It felt good because I feel more free compared to half court where they're guarding me, but when I'm in the fast break, I get to lay up without anyone guarding me.
Yeah, and those quick 2 points, definitely naging puhunan yan para sa pagkapanalo, and that upset given by AnthemxMetroshen, and of course Trey Chua scoring 24 big points and 10 rebounds. Trey, I just have one weird question. What's your inspiration? You played a good game. What was your inspiration heading into this game?
I just want to have fun, so I just play and have fun while playing.
And before we end this interview, anybody you want to greet on air?
My family and my girlfriend, thanks.
There you go.
Family.
And there you have it, the best player of the ball game, Trey Chua, scoring 24 big points and getting 10 rebounds as they improve AnthemxMetroshen's record to 4-3 and giving Studio 300 the first L of the season to go down with a 6-1 record. Don't look away, we'll be back for more action when we return.